Is the GH5 still worth it in 2025? Now, this is a question I've been pondering because, well, I own the camera and I had been thinking of selling it and upgrading to something new. But it got me thinking, firstly, what do I use it for and what will a new upgrade give me that I haven't already got? But also, if I was to sell this, and they still do get fairly good money secondhand, who am I expecting to buy this? You know, what would they need to be doing for them to want to search out a secondhand GH5? And this helped prompt me as to what I use the camera for, do I need to upgrade, and is it worth it? So here we go. So the GH5 from Panasonic came out in 2017 and it was discontinued in around 2023, I think. Now, I bought this in 2020, so I've had it a good 5 years. I've taken it abroad with me. I've used it on corporate shots. I've used it in nightclubs, and it's a bit of a workhorse. And, you know, it still does produce some fantastic quality. It's got some great features. It films in 4K at 60 frames per second. It's got dual SD slots that I can back up and record to 2 SDs while I'm filming as a nice little backup. And that, you know, gives you that little bit of reassurance that, you know, if suddenly an SD card corrupted when you got home from a job, you've still got the other one. And of course, the stability on it is brilliant. It's got this dual sort of stability where inbuilt in the camera, it's really good, but the lenses, I've got the, I can never remember what this is. What is it? The 12 to 35. And that's got its own inbuilt stabilization. So even without a gimbal, you know, you've got to move your hands slowly and adjust how you walk. But the stability is really good and you can get away with using it freehand. So what would I expect if I was to upgrade, you know, even the GH6 or maybe the Sony A7? What am I looking for there? Well, probably the biggest downside to the GH5 is the autofocus. It's certainly not as quick as the Sony. You know, you can see some comparisons online. It's good, but it's not as good. And also the Sony is slightly better in low light. So there'd probably be the things that, you know, I would look for, but I'm going to have to invest some money. Even if I sell this, I'm going to have to spend some money on something else. So, you know, is it worth it? Well, I was looking at what I mainly use this for. Now, the majority of my filming now is for social content, and I use the Pocket 3 quite a lot. It's got a 1-inch sensor. It's what I'm using to film now for this video. And I tend to use the Panasonic GH5 for things like interviews, those sort of corporate shots where I just want full control. And in situations like that, where I've got control over the focus, I've got control over the lighting, actually, I'm probably not going to get anything more from a new camera. So considering you can still pick these up secondhand, like I say, 4K, 60 frames per second, I would say it is a good investment secondhand now, even in 2025. They are fairly bulletproof. I've got a metal cage on this one, which means I can add loads of attachments. You know, it's got headphone monitoring, it's got HDMI out for, I have a separate monitor on top, and there's a good range of lenses. The batteries also last quite a long time, and actually it offers continuous shooting. So I've actually got an adapter where it's like a battery that basically plugs into the mains, and I can keep this running for hours and hours and hours on end. And I've actually used it where I've filmed, but I've also, with the HDMI, sent it out to a production company, and then they have projected that up on screen. So it can be used almost as a live feed at the same time. So the big thing, after considering do I sell it, actually, I'd have to invest some money to get something better, and I don't think I would benefit from those just yet. So is it worth it in 2025? Yes. If you're looking for a camera and you don't want to buy new, I would say look secondhand. This lens is a fantastic one. There's also a couple of primes that are worth investing in, but this as a setup, you're not going to go wrong.